Good evening, everyone. We begin the readout tonight with who's in and who's out. And what does it actually mean to be a Republican in 2021? Apparently it has little to do with building a wall or overturning Obamacare or passing still more tax cuts for the rich. What we've learned in the nearly 6 months since Donald Trump stopped being president is that to be a Republican today means parroting the big lie, even if you know it isn't true. To be a Republican in 2021, you have to cast aside your common sense and your dignity and declare that Donald Trump did win the election, that he clearly lost last November. And yes, that means you must accept the false premise that led a violent mob to seize the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Because if you don't support the big lie, you get stabbed in the back. That's what happened to the third highest ranking Republican in the House today, Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who was double-crossed by House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy just hours ago. In remarks that were captured on a hot mic and leaked to Axios, McCarthy appeared to back a new attempt to oust Cheney from GOP leadership, telling Fox News personality Steve Doocy that what he really thinks of her. Here's that audio, which was later obtained by Mediaite.
I think she's got real problems. I've had it with. It's, I've lost confidence. Well, someone just has to bring emotion, but I assume that would probably take place.
NBC News has sought comment from McCarthy on that audio. However, despite the fact that he's had all day to noodle on the story, we haven't heard a peep. And while it was already clear that McCarthy was plotting behind Cheney's back, his willingness to throw one of his top deputies under the bus, to Steve Doocy of all people, shows how beholden he is to the Florida retiree, who apparently is also still his boss, and who also hasn't gotten over being voted out of office and so continues to spout the big lie, including attacking Congresswoman Cheney and statement after grammatically challenged statement from Mar-a-Lago. Meanwhile, McCarthy has engaged in an apology tour of sorts for the former president, perhaps to make up for the fact that he once dared to hold Trump responsible for the mob he unleashed on the Capitol on January 6th.
The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding. These facts require immediate action by President Trump.
Well, now that they've kissed and made up, McCarthy has switched to defending Trump's behavior that day. And while he and most in his party have become more beholden to the Palm Beach Norma Desmond, Cheney has been the rare Republican who has stood up to his intimidation tactics. As a spokesman said today, this is about whether the Republican Party is going to perpetuate lies about the 2020 election and attempt to whitewash what happened on January 6th. Liz will not do that. That is the issue. And according to CNN, she told an audience last night that, quote, we can't embrace the notion that the election is stolen. It's a poison in the bloodstream of our democracy. It's also clear that the effort to oust Cheney isn't about being insufficiently conservative or even about matters of policy. In fact, Cheney voted with the former president more often than many of Trump's most loyal and vocal defenders, more than Jim Jordan, Mo Brooks, Paul Gosar, and yes, more than Trump's little buddy, Matt Gaetz. Because what it is about is power. McCarthy and other Beltway Republicans have essentially sold their souls to Donald Trump in the hope that his fanatical followers will return the dilettante D.C. Republicans to power. And since they don't actually believe in anything except gaining and holding power, they don't care how much they have to humiliate themselves in the short term in order to get it. And they see accepting the big lie in an act of undying, unbridled, obsequious loyalty to Trump, even if that means excusing a violent attack on the very Capitol in which they serve, as their best and only path.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.